Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Chris Stollings. You know me here on YouTube as MarauderX, and as always I'm your host for Operation Recap. I take some of the stories from Rainfall.com and I show them off here on YouTube. And I really don't know why I continue to try to explain why I do this, because, you know, insanity is a thing, and I guess I am. So, last week I didn't really do a recap. There wasn't too many stories I really wanted to talk about. I did a top 10 video game list, mostly because I want to start doing a lot of new stuff. I've got a bunch of ideas in the pipeline. But this week I have stories that I want to talk about. The first one, not so much with the importance, the other two becoming more and more important. So the first story that I'm going to discuss, the not quite important, just mildly interesting, is Europe is going to get a Super Smash Bros. 3DS limited edition with a panorama of character art along the front. It looks really neat. It's, you know, red with, you know, black and white. I'm one of those people that I really hate when not everyone gets access to the limited edition. I was very, very perturbed when Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep came out on the PSP, and Japan had a fantastic looking limited edition console. Ours was stickers that you got to place on your PSP. I was really disappointed by that. So I am very envious of our friends across the pond who will get access to this bright red and artistically designed 3DS. So it says that it will be available in Europe October 30th, so go check that out. I believe we have links for the Amazon UK affiliate. I'm not entirely sure. I see a couple of links there, but they look like American for the 3DS game or Wii U game. So, yeah. The second story, also related to our friends across the pond, Gamescom happened this week. And for those of you who don't know what Gamescom is, it is the UK equivalent of E3. It is their largest gaming trade show. It really does rival E3 in a lot of ways, in terms of, you know, pomp and circumstance and size and spectacle, and yeah, it's the European E3. It's held in Germany, and it functions pretty much the same way. We have links to the four major press events. You had Microsoft, Sony, EA, Ubisoft, you know, pretty much the same big four that take over the first day of E3. Now, I was out of town while this was going on, so I didn't really have, you know, reliable internet access to keep tabs on everything that happened. I've been slowly reading over a lot of it over the week when I returned. So, from what I can see, not a lot of brand new stuff, but a little bit more hands-on on a lot of things that we already knew was coming out. There were a couple of announcements, things we hadn't heard before, so it is a big deal. So if you get a chance, I have in the description here for the recap the links to the main conferences. Go check that out, see if there's something that you may have missed, or something that you may not have known about that got, you know, kind of swept under the rug a little bit, because a lot of people think, oh, it's in the UK, no one cares, but UK is a very big market. It's quickly becoming one of the more important markets for gaming, right up there with North America and Japan, because, you know, you've got gamers all across the world. These markets are just going to keep, you know, expanding. So go check out and see what joy Gamescom brought. And the third and final story is really a depressing one. It is the death of Robin Williams. And you may be asking, why are you talking about the death of Robin Williams on a gaming recap show? Well, Mr. Williams was an avid gamer, ridiculously so, both video game and tabletop. He went so far as to name his daughter after a character in one of his favorite franchises, The Legend of Zelda. His daughter is Zelda Williams, a wonderful person in her own, doing a lot of charity for St. Jude's, a lot of it gaming related, the Twitch-style live streams for charity. I was reading that she had just done one of these not too long ago before this tragic event. And there have been a lot of talk about Mr. Williams in the gaming community. He was a major fan of World of Warcraft, spending a lot of hours on it, so much so that other fans and players in WoW had asked Blizzard if they would in some way be able to immortalize him in a game that he loved so much. And they are making a NPC character coming out in the new expansion related to him. It wouldn't be the first time. They have a lot of Easter eggs, you know, Optimus Prime, Megatron-style robots fighting, Men in Black-type characters named after He-Man, Masters of the Universe. So this is not anything new, but it is actually an amazingly touching sentiment for a company to recognize a rather famous individual who, you know, spread the word on their games. So much so that there's actually a petition, a fan petition, for Nintendo to do the same thing for a Zelda title. Name a character in Zelda after Robin Williams. We have a link to the information on it, which a lot of people say, why should we do that? Just because he was famous. He was famous. He brought a lot of joy to a lot of people's lives, and there's no denying that he was a fan of the series if you go so far as to name your daughter after a character. That's kind of a telling sentiment of how much the series meant to you. Him and his daughter actually even were in a commercial for the Ocarina of Time 3DS release. So, it had a big deal. I would love that if I had, you know, a franchise had that much of an impact on me to where I turned around and show how much of that impact happened to me, that the creators of said franchise would, you know, at least tip the hat to me just a little bit. So, if you're a fan of that, if you believe that Mr. Williams should have an NPC character, you know, related to Legend of Zelda, go sign the petition. If not, you know, that's cool. It's cool. Other than that, go check out the Gamescom stories. We've got, like I said, I've got links to the major press releases, and I've got the link to the 3DS European Special Edition release. So go check all those stories out. Let me know what your thoughts and comments are on any of them or all of them. Whatever. I'm bored. I want to talk. And there's a cat. So wrong side. Mirrors bother me. So I'm gonna go and enjoy the rest of my weekend. I hope you guys do the same. Till next week. Later, everyone.